has for the Labrynth matchup. Actually, her version of the deck is pretty tacked out to beat that matchup because we have Ash Blossom and Joy Spring in the main deck, there's Pankratops in the main deck, and those cards certainly are going to be able to help her even going second.
There is also a small plant, I believe, I've heard she's playing, a level 1 that allows you to
she plays the Spider Rocket in the side deck. But first of all the spotlight is going to be on Yoho because he starts this duel off and he searches the big welcome Labrynth with Ariana.
That was a very emphatic win of the dice roll, so hopefully he's got something to follow it up.
I mean, this matchup is incredibly difficult for the Rikka deck, and losing the dice roll even makes it harder. By the way, if Yoho wins this would be the third event in a row that we're casting internationally with a German in the finals, right?
That is indeed true, and also after the win at German Nationals by duel, this would again be Labrynth in the finals of a big tournament. But it's over to Jessica, and it's only 2 back row. One of them certainly is going to be big welcome Labrynth, one of them is going to be unknown, but there is this time the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. And honestly, it's pretty good because it does play around the Harpist Featherduster right away.
That is true.
Maybe he was watching the table next to him. Just to mention, you guys as being so proud of your German competitors, I should point out that this is the, it could be 2 years in a row that an English person wins with Rikka. No
totally, that would be a hero story as well.
Statistics again, guys, and it looks like Yoho actually expected this die here, expected the Loki to hit the field, and now we are already welcoming something big time.
Totally, and I think we're just going for Lovely here. I think the way for Yoho is here just to immediately get that Loki off of the field. I imagine that would be the way here because that's the only reason why you would right away use the big welcome Labrynth here.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Otherwise, you might have
Oh, but longer. No, it is Cooklock. And honestly, Cooklock kind of makes me think that we want to Eradicator here. But is Rikka really the deck we want to Eradicator on?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe we're going to play this Lord of the Heavenly Prison now. Oh, along with the Ariana. So, and then use the Cooklock to activate whatever we set.
There we go. Cooklock is being chained as well. And we can fetch out one of our cards from our deck with the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. And even if it is a trap card, Cooklock enables it to be activated right away.
Yeah, quite a fun card, Cooklock, just activating one trap card. That could be really powerful because trap cards are often...
Oh, but that was the Rumor Cannon, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that card just actually saved him in his top 8 match. His opponent Baptiste had 3 powerful monsters on the field, and he just Rumor Cannon and took a turn off of him.
Totally, a really good card at the moment. In Labrynth decks, of course it is, but on top of that, even other decks have been playing this card now. As a thrust target, it really is powerful. But Yoho really did nothing about the Loki so far.
Yeah, interesting why he made a bunch of plays there and then didn't activate anything to interrupt.
True, yeah, I agree.
Jessica. It seems like normally you wait to activate your trap cards until you're going to do something to interrupt your opponent.
If he wants to Eradicator, he wants to wait until the Sowing is added to the hand.
True, but I mean, we took the Rumor Cannon, so I assumed we would just go after a monster that we could book, but now there's a Link monster that cannot be booked.
Yeah, he could have set the Eradicator. The Rumor Cannon, of course, will send the Sunseed Locust to the graveyard.
Yeah, it kind of does the same at the end of the day, you're right.
Yeah, you do have to wait until... Oh, well, I suppose you've got your own monsters to set face down. You can't activate it unless there's at least a monster on the field that's going to get set face down.
But now you're opening up yourself to a Harpy's Featherduster, right?
That is indeed true, but there is the normal summon of the Sunseed Twin.
That is not the one you want to draw, really.
No, that is a card you want to special summon out with the Sowing, usually.
Oh, did we see a sphere mode there in Yo's hand?
I mean, Yo is running the card, that's for sure.
I think I saw flashes of it. It's a very scary card.
It is indeed. I think his list actually looks quite similar to the one of duel, and that also played Super Polymerization, which is being activated right here.
Super Polymerization, incredibly powerful lately. This card just integrated into the deck by duel and Jack Verma at the German National Championship, and it made the deck so much more powerful. It is so much better going second now, and also going first, having a Super Polymerization set. Crazy.
And I think that explains now why we did all of the other stuff before, because we wanted to draw a card with the Ariana, so we had something to discard with the Super Polymerization, because the last card in hand might be very valuable.
Yeah, it makes sense to draw a card before you're choosing what to discard. I love Garura coming into play here. There's so many fusions nowadays. Almost anything your opponent has in play, you can Super Polymerization away.
Yeah, now there is the sowing. This will most likely special summon out another copy of Loci. There it is.
And it looks like we're back to square one right here.
Kinda, right? But there is still the Ruma Cannon, so we have to worry about that.
There was also yeah, I suppose now we've used the Sunseed Sowing as well. And the normal summon.
Yep, so it's not really square one. There's a lot of stuff that has already happened, a lot of stuff that Jessica had to do to actually get into this position. And we are going for a Link summon here. And I would be pretty sure that this is going to be the Aromage Jasmine.
So is there any way to trigger the life gain effect here now? Because don't you need like both the Loci and the healer in play at the same time in order to gain life points?
I think that's true, yeah. We should not really be able to do that anymore.
Yo, just waiting for the absolute perfect time.
Oh, and there
it
is. We are going for the Ruma Cannon, and we are going to set all of the monsters and send the Jasmine to the graveyard.
But Jessica is still at 4 cards in hand, which is a lot considering that there's only one more set card by YuGiOh, and I think that this one can't even be activated, right?
No, it was set with the Ariana, and he's already used his one trap card activation.
Oh, what's next? She's definitely not done yet. I'm curious, can she really play through all of that?
Yo, just maybe missing it. I'm pretty sure he could have added his Kuklock back to his hand.
Oh,
no,
look at that. There's Rikka Princess activating the effect and special summoning itself. And is that really the Concon on top of it? So we were interrupted on our Sun Avalon stuff, but here is the Rikka part of the deck. We are using the Rikka Concon to pretty much set the glamour. There it is.
Such a powerful effect here. Just going to get to tribute off one of your opponent's monsters in order to search 2 cards from your deck. That sounds like a pretty good trade to me.
Maybe try to not tribute the Garura.
Would be smart, yeah. Also, it can only be monsters, not the back row, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I think Jessica is doing still very, very fine here.
That would be very fun if you could tribute.
Oh, we go into the battle phase, attacking into the Ariana, and that will trigger the effect of her Link monster of the Sun Avalon Dryas.
Oh, that's a very tidy play.
Therefore, the healer once again comes onto the field.
Does Concon, we think, have to tribute face-up monsters? Is that why Jessica's not tributed anything in the main phase 1?
Let me just double check on that, but that might very well be the truth, yeah.
Do you think that there was maybe a situation that YuGiOh could have waited for with the Karma Cannon? Like, maybe let your opponent extend a lot more? Are there even ways to negate trap cards except for the regulars? But then you can still react to the Lily Borea, right?
I would assume so. I think that was pretty quick. So YuGiOh just wants to get it out of the way. He was saying before the match, I am totally in love with the fact that I'm now going to the World Championship. So this is all just a plus here. But that might have been a little bit preemptive. Also, following up on your question, yes, indeed, Rikka Concon needs to tribute face-up monsters on the opponent's side of the field. And therefore, it was smart to first of all go into the battle phase. There is the second copy of the Aromaseraphy Jasmine.
Yep. Getting some good value out of just the battle phase there. Both attacking to trigger the Sun Avalon Dryas and flipping the Ariana face up so you can tribute it later.
Honestly, I think I'm more and more impressed by the Rikka deck the more I watch it. Like, seriously. Like, for the first time, of course, it was the weekend of Marcus Patel last year, exactly 1 year ago at the European Championship. But since then, I do get some new ways how you can play the deck. And of course, Jessica, for so many people, being the mastermind of the deck, consistently topping with it, and also basically building the deck back in the day for Marcus Patel, and now playing it herself here into the finals.
Yeah, what a story, having like Marcus win it, despite Jessica building it, and then Marcus winning with it, and then Jessica being like, yep, but it is me. I'm going to win with it now too.
Yes, so we are going for the Snowdrop plus Mudan. And we're getting to a lot of monsters on the field, and as Leonard was saying earlier, I think if we would have just waited with the Daruma Cannon, we could have just taken care of all of the Rikka stuff as well.
Yeah, it's tricky to figure out exactly when the best way to activate it is, but maybe it does look now like it was too early.
Especially if you're playing versus Jessica Robertson, who is just, as Basti already stated, a mastermind of this deck. We have so much going on right here. I think we're going to end on Bangle Lancer and Teardrop and Ricochet, which is just a lot.
That's almost as good as a going first board of
Yeah.
the deck. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, is it possible for Bengal answer to bounce face downs? I can't imagine it is, because you have to take damage equal to the attack, right?
So we do also have the ability
One effect
to just
monster, yes,
tribute one monster here already on this turn by the Teardrop. Another card being sat. And look at YuGiOh, he was really, really happy after he rolled that 12 to begin the duel. But now he's kind of unsatisfied with the direction that first game has taken so far.
Yeah, I feel like when a lot of people say that this matchup is favored for the Labrynth, I think the key cards you need to find are things like Skill Drain, maybe Gozen match as well. I think there's a lot of different attributes going on between Rikka and Sanavalon. But without finding either of those cards, Jessica just happily pushing through all of the defenses.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be fair, YuGiOh is not out of this by far, because I think he has used a big welcome so far. Was it just a regular welcome Labrynth?
That was big.
Big welcome. And he also has the Garura, so the battle phase is not the most important phase for the Labrynth deck, so he can actually just crash with the Garura and get another draw and maybe find himself back into this game.
The thing is, we probably just are going to give that Garura back into the extra deck, aren't we? Because there's not that many great cards to bounce back to the hand, like main deck monster-wise from the Labrynth deck, so you could just also go after the Garura to deny the draw.
So we're normal summoning the Ariana now. Is there maybe a possible link play?
That's a good question. Doesn't normally happen with Labrynth, does it?
Check the extra deck. In terms of link monsters, I can tell you there's a Nightmare Phoenix, which might be handy here.
Oh, we are immediately going to tribute the Ariana.
That's strong. Also, Muckracker is a card that is not only being played in the Live-Turn Runic Sprite deck, but also this Labrynth deck.
Oh, another big welcome. Jessica is considering her Rikka sheet here. I don't know what the point behind that would be. We're going to resolve the big welcome and immediately add back card from the field. So I don't think that we're going to put back the Garura in the extra deck.
You reckon YuGiOh has got an English copy there in his graveyard? Do you reckon that was? Because Jessica
think so,
made a
yeah.
motion to read it and then...
He's down a game, but still very happy as he's also going to the World Championship in Japan. But I'm sure he will try to turn this game around here.
Sometimes when you're just overwhelmed with happiness, you can't even think.
Fair point, yeah.
I know that feeling.
Oh, look at that. He's just spreading his hand under the table. Classic sad fight by YuGiOh.
Applause from the crowd.
And the
We
crowd
love it.
is loving it. They're celebrating the classic ultimate sad fight, but there's the Irish family.
No, and she shakes her hand! Jessica Robinson advances to the final with the Harpies Feather Duster!